Hallå allesammans, my name is Kevin. I am a teacher of Swedish and English. And today I'm going to take a Norwegian placement test. Something that a lot of Swedes and Norwegians have said or agreed on, I guess, is that we understand each other very well, usually. Or rather, the main Swedish accent and the main Norwegian accent, I guess. We understand each other very well. There are some accents that are, there are some Norwegian accents that we Swedish speakers don't understand. There are some Swedish accents that Norwegians don't understand. But today, I'm going to take a language test, a placement test, really, to see how good my Norwegian actually is. And full disclosure, I have never studied Norwegian, so I will be taking this test as a Swedish speaker. So I don't know how good this website is, but it's languagelifeschool.com. As I said, I don't know how accurate this is, but it's the one that I found that had a placement test kind of thing. So we're going to start with this one. So start. Hon heter Maria. We have the same word, but we spell with an O instead of a U. So we have hon, and they have hun. I don't know if it's pronounced the same. Jeg 20 år. If you speak Norwegian, I do apologize in advance for my poor pronunciation. Jeg 20 år. Correct. Next. Jeg heter Per. Vad heter du? So far, it's the same. Oh my god. Gutter är trist. Gutt är trist. Gutten. I think gutt is boy. Next. Jeg har 2 söstre. Det heter Pia och Maria. Det är söstre. Söstre. Okay, vi är systrar. I understand. So the Swedish word for that is systrar. It's sisters in plural, and then syster is sister, singular. So that is what I assume systre is. So it's similar, but still not, in a way. So then we continue. So this was, I thought that it was, I have 2 sisters. They are called Pia and Maria. And they are sisters. That's what I assume. But it's we are sisters. Maria är syk. Hon har varit I sängen sedan klockan 12. Oh my god. So this is what it is in Swedish. So as you can see, it's the same. There are no words that are completely different. They are just spelled differently and pronounced a little bit different. Like it's the same word, it's just different spelling. Syk, sjuk, and some dialects in Sweden say sjuk. So syk, sjuk, sjuk. Hun har, the same word. Varit, värt, I, the same word. Sängen, the same word, different spelling. Sedan, siden, same word, different spelling. Klockan, same word, different spelling. And 12. So it's very, very similar, as you can see. So then continue. Jeg har mistet mobilen min förrige uke. Okay, now we get different, very, very different. Jeg har mistet, jeg mistet, jeg miste, jeg har mistet. I have no idea what mistet is. But I'm gonna have the other words. Mobilen, the same word in Swedish. Mobilen, it means the mobile phone or just phone that you keep in your pockets. Like this is a mobile phone. We call that mobilen. The other one's förrige and uke. I'm gonna write what I think they mean. So förrige, I think means förra, meaning last. And then uke, I am pretty sure it's vecka. So this would mean förrige uke, förra vecka means last week. So now I'm gonna go into a translate app and see if I'm actually correct. Förra veckan. So förrige uke means last week. So we have that. So I was correct. Förra, förra, meaning last or the previous. And uke is vecka. So förra uke means last week. So then continue. Det är... Oh my god. Det är äpplene i kylskåpet. Det är en äpple i kylskåpet. Det är äpplen i kylskåpet. I assume that this is true. Äpplene, I assume, means the word äpplen, meaning apples. And kylskåpet, I think, is kylskåpet. So again, very, very similar, but also different. So äpplene, I think, is äpplen. Kylskåpet, I think, is kylskåpet. The difficult part here is det är äpplene i kylskåpet. There are apples in the fridge. And then the second one, en äpple. We say ett äpple. But we have the same gendered articles, en and ett. The only difference, I think, is that they have their article it has one T and our has two T's. But I'm gonna do äpplene. Äppler. What? Wait, okay, what is äppler? Ah! Äpplene is äpplena, meaning the apples. And äppler is äpplen. So it's like this. Äpplene, äpplena. Kylskåpet, kylskåpet, äppler, äpplen. Är Lars smartare än Morten? Nej, jag tror inte det. Är Lars smartare? Det måste vara smartare. And again, this is very similar to Swedish. Är Lars smartare än Morten? Nej, jag tror inte det. The only difference here, I would say, is the only difference that I can see is the word ikke, which is spelled I-K-K-E in Norwegian. The main word that we use in Sweden today is inte, and we also have the word ikke, which is the same word, but we spell it I-C-K-E, and that word is more old-fashioned. You can still use it today, but you sound strange. It sounds very strange if you would use ikke. Inte is the one that we use the most. We have the word a, which you can use as well as inte. Those are the two most common ones. Liker du... Oh my god. Liker du... studera. Okay, this is very different to Swedish. So these are the two main differences. So they said liker du och studera där. And in Swedish it's gillar du att studera där. So du, the same word, studera, där, same. Then liker, and we say gillar. Och, and we say att. Jag finner icke Annas kontor. Jag letar foran efter. So these are the two words that are a little bit different. So we have finner, meaning hittar in Swedish. And efter is efter. So that is very similar. So what they're saying is, I can't find Anna's office. I am looking for Anna's office. So if I would just directly translate this to Swedish, it's jag hittar inte Annas kontor. Jag letar efter Annas kontor. So it's very similar, as you can see. Liker du icke godteri? Godteri? What is that? Ja, nej, jo. Oh my god. So the question is, do you like godteri? I don't know what godteri... Because gotteri, this most similar, like, if I would Swedify it, gotteri. Because something that I know that Norwegian does is that they do, if we would take that example, gott, that they would have, if they have a DT, we would have two T's. Like gott becomes gott. So that is a difference that I know. But I don't know, because we say ja with the JA. And nej, we say NEJ, nej. We spell it that way, it's the same words. And then you. So I don't know if they use ja like we do, or if they say you But godteri, I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna say ja. Jo. Okay, so it was you. Then we're gonna check godteri. Godteri. Godis. I mean, that makes sense. But gotteri means godis. How do you pronounce that?
Godteri.
Gotteri. Okay, so the answer is jo. I mean, what if you didn't like it and you would have just picked no and it was incorrect? Maria, there are so many differences here. Maria besökt bestemor I Spanien mange gånger. Oh my god, this is such a Norwegian sentence for me. Maria hade besök. Maria har besökt bestemor. Maria har besökt. Because I am pretty sure I'm gonna pick har besökt. It's correct. Because it's the same in Swedish. So this is what I think the sentence is. So in Norwegian, Maria har besökt bestemor I Spanien mange gånger. I apologize for my pronunciation. If you're Norwegian and you're watching this and you cringe my pronunciation, I apologize. And in Swedish that would be Maria har besökt svärmor I Spanien många gånger. I don't know if bestemor is svärmor. Svärmor would be mother-in-law, but because I think that they say grandma the same way that we do, that we have like mormor and farmor, meaning mother and father's mother. I think that Norwegian has that, so I don't want to say grandma for bestemor, but we're gonna check if I'm correct or not. Bestemor. So it is mormor. Can it be farmor as well? What is farmor? Also bestemor. So they don't have that as we do. Okay, so it's not svärmor. So it's like this. Mormor or farmor. So we have two different words depending on if it's your mother's mother or if it's your father's mother. Interesting. Okay, now I know that. And this means Maria has visited grandma in Spain many times. So it's very similar to the Swedish one. Because as you can see, Maria har besökt bestemor. That is the main difference. And then I Spanien, mange gånger, många gånger. Very, very similar. So we continue. Jag har jobbet för Burger King sedan 2012. I don't know if that's how you say 2012 maybe. Jag har jobbat för Burger King sedan 2012. So it's very similar. Ring mig must be ring. Yes, so it's the same as in Swedish. Ring mig när du kommit fram till Madrid. Okay, this is strange to me. I would never, this is so weird. So we say the same, very similar at least. Ring, call, may. I think they pronounce it may, and we pronounce it may, but we spell it with a J and not a G. So ring mig när we have the ä, meaning the A with two dots above it. So ring mig Norwegian, när Swedish. Du, same word. We say har kommit and not kommet. Fram, we say fram, so with an A. Till, same word. In Swedish it's two L's and not one. Madrid, same word. So this means call me when you arrive in Madrid. Kaster ballen. This is so weird. If you're Swedish, you know I'm not going to say that in this video because it's kind of inappropriate. But the word for ballen in Swedish is bollen, so with an O, and that word means the ball. So throw the ball, and we say kasta. So K-A-S-T-A. I think it's kasted. No, it's kast. Kastballen. Kastballen. We say kasta bollen. Kasta bollen. We say that in Swedish. So they say kastballen. That's so weird to me. Obviously it's a different language. Oh, når givar liten. Oh, okay, this is difficult now. So the first word is either når or da. So når, Swedish, när, means when. Da, in Swedish, då, also when. So the whole thing is, so då jag var liten, like once when I was young, or when I was young. And then när jag var liten, när jag var liten, also when I was young, or when I was small. And I know that the next word is I liked. I think da likte. Yeah, okay. I have underlined the only words that are very different or a little different. So da, då, jag, var, liten, likte, gillade, jag, och att, leka, med Lego. So there are a lot of similarities. And fun thing, there are a lot of people actually who think that Swedish and Norwegian and Danish and even Icelandic, that the Nordic languages should be considered one language and just dialects of the same language. And because there are more similarities between Norwegian and Swedish, and like Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish, there are more similarities between those three languages than different dialects of Arabic, or even dialects of English, like Scottish English and Australian English, and then Australian English and British English. There are as many differences and similarities between those accents as there are between Swedish, Norwegian, and Danish. It wouldn't be weird if it would be considered one language, but it's different languages. I think watching this, you might really understand how similar the two languages are. Teresa liker att klä sig när hon ska på fest. So it's the same in Swedish. Teresa gillar att klä sig när hon ska på fest. Jag liker att ta på mig jacke när det är kallt. So this is also the same in Swedish, almost. Jag gillar att ta på mig jacka när det är kallt. So something in Norwegian that I can bring up. So it's very, very similar, jacke, jacka. Something that Norwegian does that Swedish doesn't is they use double K and we use CK. So that is one difference between the two. We rarely have double Ks. We do CK in Swedish. And it's på mig, meaning on myself. And we say ta på. So it's I like to put on a jacket when it is cold. You can say that as well. The word kallt, Norwegian, Swedish. So very similar, but it's a spelling difference. Jag skulle ha inviterat systern min till Turkiet. Meaning I should have invited my sister to Turkey. So there are some differences here. So they say jag skulle ha inviterat. Don't know how to pronounce that. Jag skulle ha inviterat, bjudit. And they say systeren min. We say min syster. Till, same, and then the word for Turkey, the country, Turkiet. So they have, their word for Turkey is more similar to the Turkish word for Turkey, which is Türkiye. We both of us have words or names for Turkey that are similar to the Turkish word for Turkey, but we have them in different ways. So the Norwegian name for Turkey is more similar to the Turkish name, and ours is similar but not as similar. So here the main differences are inviterat, bjudit, and then this. And I should also say that the grammar here that you have systern min, like sister mine. We do that in northern Sweden. In northern Sweden, we do that. We say father mine, fadern min, or pappa min, systern min, the sister mine, systern min. We say this in Swedish as well, but we usually do it at the end of a word. So if we wouldn't have till Turkiet, and just I should have invited my sister, in northern Sweden we could actually say jag skulle ha bjudit systern min. So we have that same grammatical order that Norwegian has. We have that in northern Sweden, and also, but if I talk as like the main Swedish accent, then this is the correct order. If it's dialect, we use this in some parts of Sweden, like where I live. Oh my god, okay, what is this? Jag hade blivit glad hvis du hämtat mig fra jobb. What? Okay. I have a guess. So there is really just one main difference here. So, jag hade blivit glad, jag hade blivit glad. We do say blit in like spoken Swedish. So, jag hade blivit glad. We do say that when we speak Swedish. So, jag hade blivit glad, or blivit glad, vis, om. That's the main difference. And then du hämtat mig fra jobb, mig från jobbet. So very, very similar. Hvor länge har du studerat norsk? I think hvor, the first, I think it's the first one, yes. So hvor is how, and we just say hur. And then the second word, har, same word in Swedish. So, how long have you studied Norwegian? We say, hur länge har du studerat norska? And something also is that we do not capitalize the language. So we would have norska with a lowercase n. Flyen har endelig tatt av. Fly har endelig tar av. Flyet har endelig tatt av. I think it's the last one. So, flyet, in Norwegian, flyet har endelig tatt av. Swedish, flyget har äntligen lyft. Or åkt. So, flyget har äntligen tätt av lyft. The airplane has finally taken off. So it's the same in English. Pia på shopping. Kjolen smål för liten och hon vill gärna pröva kjolen i medium. Same in Swedish. Pia på shopping. Kjolen, same spelling. Kjolen smål för liten och hon vill gärna pröva kjolen i medium. So it's the same, apart from spelling. So it's gärna, prova. It's just spellings, but otherwise it's the same. Posten har akkurat kommer. Posten har akkurat kommit. I have no idea what akkurat means. Can I guess the last one? Okay. Posten har akkurat kommit. Akkurat. Is it like accurately? But that doesn't make sense. Akkurat. Okay, so akkurat means precis. Meaning the post has just arrived. Efter mange timers försök klarte hon och kommer fram till lösningen. Så efter många timmars försök klarade hon att komma fram till lösningen. So we would say lyckades and not klarte. Efter många timmars försök lyckades hon att komma fram till lösningen. So pretty much the same. So after many hours attempts, she managed to reach the solution, is what it means. Next. Igår spiste han 5 äppler. Spiste han 5 äppler. Okay. This is another famous difference between Swedish and Norwegian. So this is spise means äta, means eat. Spiste means åt, means ate. And then äppler I already went through earlier. Then the last one. Jag angrer på att jag ikke köpte kjolen. Jag skulle önske att jag hade köpt den. Va? Why would it be a double it at the end? So in Swedish, jag ångrar att jag inte köpte kjolen. Jag hade önskat att jag hade köpt den. So here the main difference I would say is angrer på att. And we just say ångrar att. Get results. Why do I get these? You are at the upper intermediate level. You have only a bit more to go before reaching perfection. Wow. Our teachers, with the help of textbooks from Norway, will suggest which direction to take in your studies. So, but what does this mean for my level? But what does that mean? What level Norwegian am I? Okay, I found another one, and this one will actually place me on the language level thing. So, the first assessment test 1. Please mark all the words that you know. Se, stationen, borgaren, lördagen, köket, icke-rökaren, icke-rökare, öppna, grå, blodet, fylla ut. The only one I am not sure of is borgaren. I want to say either it's börjaren, meaning the burger, or it's början, meaning the beginning, or it's borgen, meaning the castle, or one kind of castle. Then next one, intermediate vocabulary. So still reservere, reserve, or reservera in Swedish. Rummet, enkelt, same word, klaga, bakgrunden, medfölelsen, jägaren, reklamen, känna igen, same word, skuggan, ge lov till, antyda något, skatterådgivaren, gärrig, don't know, följa samman, räckverket, I don't know, råoljan, of course they bring up oil, it's Norway, krabba, klistra på, trösta en, to comfort someone. Next. So now it's a test, a detailed assessment of your knowledge. Based on the first test, we can estimate the extent of your vocabulary. You know between 3,050 and 5,150 words. Wow, that's a lot of words. Please do a second test now. With this test, we can determine exactly the extent of your vocabulary. You can therefore begin at the optimal position. Please mark all the words that you know, then click on the button Next. Mänsklig, telle, I don't know. I'm not sure, telle. Otålmodig. Ja, du är inte tålmodig, otålmodig. Bli Forbauset over noe. Bli förbannad över något. Oemotståelig, omotståndlig. Bestickeligheten. Bestiglighet, no. Ivrig, same word. Gaven, gåven. Or gåvan. Gaven, or it's gaveln. Okay, I'm not sure. Tillgången. Byggningsarbetaren. Almost the same word. Byggningsarbetaren. Så byggningsarbetaren. Byggnadsarbetaren. Pretty much the same word. It is the same word but different spellings. Misstanken. Stricke, strecket. Muskatnötten. Ge fart. Pattedyret. Pattedyret. Like patte in Swedish is slang for a breast. And I don't know of a breast animal, so I don't know. Sneglen, not sure. Fnise, it's more like it's most similar to the word fnissa, which is like fnissa, like giggle. I don't know. Hängköjen, hängkoja, hängköjen, riddaren, salven, salvan, jespa, meaning yawn. Next. You know approximately 4,400 words. This corresponds with level C1 of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Okay, so I am level C1. Okay, so I have done 2 language tests to check my proficiency in the Norwegian language. I don't know what I expected, but I did expect it to be more difficult. I knew that I understood spoken Norwegian. Hi, my camera died, so this is a little bit later. But as you saw, I did 2 tests to check my Norwegian proficiency, and apparently I am fluent in Norwegian. Am I surprised? Not really. As you saw, Swedish and Norwegian are 2 very, very similar languages. I was surprised, however, that it was that similar. I expected it to be more difficult than it was. But the thing that I want you to take with you after watching this video, if you're watching this because you're learning Swedish, or you're curious about Swedish, or you're just curious how easy it is to understand the other language if you speak Norwegian or Swedish, you do get kind of 2 languages in one. If you learn Norwegian, you most likely will understand Swedish. If you study Swedish, you will most likely be able to understand Norwegian, or at least some of Norwegian accents, and you will probably be able to read in Norwegian. I don't think you would have an issue with that. So in a way, you would get 2 languages in one. And I also want to say that I have this joke kind of with my students. And I ask them, which language is the most difficult language for a Swede to learn? And many of them say Mandarin or Arabic or Hebrew, with a different, or Greek, like any language that has a different writing system than Swedish. But I tell them that no, the most difficult language for a Swede to learn is Norwegian. And the reason that it is Norwegian is because of the similarities between Swedish and Norwegian. That as a Swede, you would probably not go through with a full course in Norwegian because you can survive with Swedish. So you wouldn't have to learn the Norwegian pronunciation of words that we have in common. You would probably not learn or really try to learn the spelling, the Norwegian spelling of words that we have in common, because you can survive, like you can make yourself understood with the Swedish spellings, the Swedish grammar, the Swedish pronunciations. If you travel to Norway to learn Norwegian, you don't have to learn Norwegian because you can just speak Swedish and write in Swedish, and you can read. With your Swedish knowledge, you can read books in Norwegian, you can listen to podcasts, songs, you can watch movies in Norwegian, and you will understand pretty much everything, kind of, like 85% maybe. That's why I say that Norwegian is the most difficult language for a Swede to learn, and become fluent in, because it is so similar to Swedish that you would probably not go through with becoming 100% fluent in Norwegian with the spelling, the grammar, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, everything, because it is that similar to our first language. So with that said, this is the first video in a planned series of me attempting other Nordic languages to see how much can you understand with only knowing Swedish. The next one I'm planning is Danish. How proficient am I in Danish if I take reading tests as well as listening tests? That I am very curious to see how that will go. But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, and I will hopefully see you next time. Goodbye!